Indeed, and as you'll remember, last week, just on Friday, the Basic Education Department announcing that delay of about 2 weeks to the reopening of the school. They're citing issues around COVID-19 and the numbers that we continue to see in the country, saying that this is their way of, helping the sector deal with the level of infections in the country. So at this particular point, the reports that are coming out of this school really are not helping, and that is what the MEC wants to establish. But joining me right now, in fact, has just arrived, the spokesperson to the MEC, Steve Mabona. Thank you so much, Steve, for your time. You've cited media reports in your statement. Have you been able to see this letter, and have you been able to engage perhaps with the SGBs of the school?
Well, that's why we are here, because of those media reports. We felt that we need to come to the school and understand what is it that they understand that we probably might have missed. That's why we then felt that let's come to the school and understand on what transpired. But the information at our disposal was that the parents receive a communication that all learners must report to school today. And it's quite a huge number, 1,200. So we felt that probably we need to come to the school and understand what is happening.
And I mean, the concerns really that you cite also are the issues around the contravention of the decision to postpone. The Deputy Minister last week talking about, issues around COVID-19. Do you feel that there would also be contravening COVID-19 regulations?
Look, any thing that is contrary to what we have, as far as the information that has been announced, it will be a contravention. But that's why we felt that when we saw even the numbers that were expected to come here, we said, look, we can't sit back. It's media reports, yes, but let's go to the school and understand. And hence we decided that let's come to the school. But we also understand that there are some of the schools that they have decided to open their doors, and we will also collate information and check on which schools are those and interact with them, have an understanding. Because some will say, yes, we will manage, but it's a matter of principle. Gauteng numbers are increasing. So we can't be saying which such infections that are increasing and when we say it must be business as normal. We need to take heed of what is currently happening and the advice that we're taking from health professionals, the professors, and everyone who's actually is know-how on how this pandemic is destroying the nation. So we should not be saying, yes, we can manage, but what is it that you manage where the pandemic does not want people to converge in big numbers? So that's why we're saying we will interact with those that they've indicated that they are opening, that they instructed parents to bring their children, to say how we're going to be assisting each other. Let's make sure that everyone is safe in our environment. That's what we are pleading for.
Do you have a number of how many schools have decided to recall their learners? And what would be the consequences if this school in particular did in fact issue that newsletter?
Well, we just want to interact and check on what is it that has transpired. But remember, this is an independent school, and we have ways on managing all our independent schools. That's why MEC felt that, no, let me go to the school and understand what transpired. Probably it's something that can be, resolved without any harsh punishment or, any decision that is going to make us probably look bad. So we felt that let's come to the school and understand on what is it that we need to assist the school, because we don't want, infections to increase because of an incident or an action that has been taken by one institution in the province, and then we find ourselves with many infections. Meanwhile, we could have averted that. So that's why we're saying even in all the other areas where people decided to open, we'll interact with them and check on how can we assist each other and delay. Because some institution will say, yes, we are managing, we're bringing a certain percentage, probably 30% or so, but that's not an issue. An issue is we are in the pandemic and Gauteng numbers are increasing. So that's what we are saying as the department.
All right, there you have it. Gauteng Education MEC spokesperson Steve Mabona there, Ayanda, giving us a sense then of the kind of engagement that they're going to be having with the school, saying that it is, of course, an independent school. And if you remember last week, the Deputy Minister saying that they've already interacted with some of the bodies that govern independent schools and have asked them to persuade the schools to delay their reopening, in terms, of course, in line with, of course, their schooling calendar.
Yeah, and I guess many are still trying to ascertain what that persuasion even looks like. But from what you're able to see there, Linda, how many people are actually arriving for school today?
Well, we haven't been able to spot any learners, Ayanda, but what we've been able to spot are a couple of cars driving into the school. We don't know if that is the teachers or the principals or the school management team. We haven't really been able to establish who exactly is entering, but we're seeing quite a number of cars entering the schools, but there are no learners.
All right, Linda Mnisi, thanks very much indeed. No doubt we'll be touching base with you throughout the course of the morning.